What is going on, Atlanta Falcon fan, man? Y'all know what it is. Your boy, Antoine Smith stopping in right quick. Give my quick thoughts on the comment I heard earlier from Evan Cohen at ESPN. If y'all haven't heard the news, Bijan Robinson got a new 3-year, $75 million contract extension. That takes over for the fifth-year option that was probably going to pay him around $13 million. So now he's at about $22 million a year with incentives and base salaries and all of that, roster bonuses and anything that you can think of. But 3 years, $75 million is probably the number that I was aiming at from the jump. I started at 22, went up to 25, and he is as high as 27. So he got right around what he deserved. But Evan Cohen of ESPN had this to say, man, and we not gonna hold y'all right here because y'all do know I got to get my thoughts. And when I hear bullshit, I got to call it out. Got to call it out. But this is what he had to say right quick. Not gonna hold y'all.
Let's talk about what the Atlanta Falcons have done here.
Mm-hmm.
They have made, per Adam Schefter, Bijan Robinson, the highest paid running back in NFL history, 3 years, $75 million, $51 million guaranteed. I am in no way, shape, or form going to comment on whether or not Bijan Robinson is worth it because I think it's pretty obvious that he deserves to be paid as the highest paid running back in the NFL based on his performance individually being better than that of his peers. Okay? Period. Next sentence. In many cases. Maybe not all, but in many cases. I despise the way the Atlanta Falcons are building their team. Despise it. I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. One, they are paying everyone else to make up for quarterback play. I hate when teams do that. Let's pay a wide receiver, let's pay a running back, let's pay a tight end, who all deserve to get paid because we really don't have the position that matters the most. And then let's give up future assets to get defenders on our team that, let's say it kindly, may not be the highest of character players, according to reports. I don't appreciate the way in which they're building the team. It wouldn't be the way I would build it. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kevin Stefanski is going to come in there and he is going to just make this thing unbelievably like it's going to click perfectly.
2-time coach of the year.
Right. But he's 2-time coach of the year because he's always had crappy quarterbacks and he's tried to make them better, right? Like that's really why you're winning coach of the year, not because you're winning a Super Bowl or anything like that. The Atlanta Falcons, the way in which they're team building, I just don't like it. I don't think it's the way to go for me personally. But and you can say, well, what choice they have?
What other route would you take?
Don't draft a running back in the first round because the problem with drafting a running back in the first round is not that they're not good. It's that you have to give them a second contract. And the second contract inevitably becomes so high that it's such an enormous percentage of cap relative to positional value that I think it throws off.
You got to cut corners elsewhere.
Exactly right.
No. Don't get me wrong. He made valid points, but he contradicted himself. And how long have I been saying, if you get a competent quarterback, you don't need a Super Bowl caliber quarterback to win a championship. Guys like Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, lifetime backup guys won Super Bowls. Jeff Hostetler won a Super Bowl with the Giants in 1990, backing up Phil Simms. So basically, the thing rings true. Defense wins championships. And I don't agree with, the way he's saying, the way they're building their team. How else are they supposed to build their team? Let me know. Because think about it. And it's true that they're trying to compensate for not having a quarterback. But as I just said, you only need a game manager to win a Super Bowl. Chris Chandler, a journeyman at the time with the Falcons in 98, they rode that team off of defense and a run game, controlling the clock and forcing turnovers. I think this Atlanta Falcons team, and I said this before, they're building a championship caliber defense. And when James Pierce comes back, if he gets suspended at this point, it's going to take their defense to another level. You see what he did as a rookie last year, 10.5 sacks. Jalen Walker, outstanding player. Going to use him a little bit more all around like a Micah Parsons this year. Think he's going to be the key guy to this defense because of what he can do as far as coverage, getting out to the quarterback, and just playing the run. You have Jesse Bates, a solidified safety on the back of the defense. To some, it's the best safety in the NFL. A.J. Terrell, another solid corner, top 10 corner in the league. Devon Diablo, second season with the Falcons, going to take over the play calling duties. Have a veteran Christian Harris who's outstanding in camp so far. A defensive line that they revamped and rebuilt, and I think is going to help a team that struggled against the run last year. And Xavier Watts, another safety, a rookie safety. Well, he's second year now, but he has an outstanding year last year with 5 interceptions, tying the Falcons franchise record by Deion Sanders as far as interceptions. Then you get back a high-quality coach, and shout out to Jeff Ulbrich and prayers up to him on the loss of his wife. You have a high-caliber defensive coordinator that pretty much carried this team along with Nate Ollie, a defensive line coach that brings energy to this team. This is the recipe for a championship. And they paid these position players because they know deep later on down the line, the market is going to be sky high. To one time, and I said it this year, that they probably couldn't afford one of these guys. And there's going to come a time when that happens. Trust me, it is. Because it's just sports. And sometimes you just can't pay everybody. So for him to say that he don't agree with how they're building their team, I totally disagree with it. One, you have a guy, Matt Ryan, a former Atlanta Falcons legend, as the president of football, what knows what it takes to win. Ian Cunningham, who's been with winning organizations, knows what it takes to win. They're doing exactly what they need to do, locking their players up at the right time, adding younger talent to this roster to get this team over the top. The reason why both of those Super Bowls, the reason why we did not win those, coaches just didn't know how to adjust when they needed to adjust in key parts of the game. Point blank, period. So now he knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl, how they're going to get there, and how to build a team to get there. So the way they're building this team, I absolutely agree with it. Now, I do agree with they compensating for, not, a lot of talent at quarterback, but you bring in a coaching staff that can develop quarterbacks, and I know Alex Van Pelt can. I know Tommy Eastern has a dynamic way of calling offensive plays, and Kevin Stefanski, 2-time coach of the year, has put the Browns in a situation to win, even his first year in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield. So I don't agree with this. I would say 80% I don't agree with. Well, 90% I don't agree with. 10% I do, and that's the quarterback position. But we all knew going into this season it was going to be a toss-up until somebody better became available in the next year or so. And we don't really know what's going to happen with Tua Penix because we haven't played this season yet. What if they bounce back, either one of them, and lead this team the right way because of the coaching staff, and they win more football games? And in a wide-open NFC South, Falcons have an excellent chance to make the playoffs, excellent chance to have a home game, excellent chance to make a playoff run. And how do you do that? Running the football. We all know playoff football consists of running the football. Seattle didn't have no superstar running back last year, but Kenny Walker did just enough to get that team over the top. Sam Darnold wasn't a superstar quarterback. He was a journeyman that finally got paid, finally found the right system that fit his talent. Just saying. Mike McDonald, what's the reason why the Seattle Seahawks won that Super Bowl? Coaching. He added the right pieces when he needed to, made the right moves, but coaching put them over the top. I'm just telling y'all. But what are y'all thoughts on this, man? Let me know. Drop those comments in the comment box. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I'll holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.